Dwight L. Moody once said, "I would rather put 1,000 men to work than do the work of 1,000 men." Verily, verily. So Pastor William E. Yeager said, "I've never hesitated to invite people to serve in ministry because I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for the Lord." It's not a secret that everyone can accomplish more by learning to delegate effectively. No one is omnicompetent. Even the most gifted and visionary of leaders benefit from the help of others. The wise leader understands that recruiting a team with gifts that complement and supplement the leader's style and blind spots and areas of weakness is a sign of wisdom. David Ogilvy comments, "If you ever find a man who is better than you are, hire him. If necessary, pay him more than you pay yourself." Simon Sinek, author and consultant, says, "A star wants to see himself rise to the top. A leader wants to see those around him rise to the top." Businessmen and pastors can be the biggest bottleneck in their organizations when they fail to delegate, build teams, and multiply their impact through others. Leaders who equip and commit to others' success learn to delegate just as Moses learned to do. Exodus 18, thousands of years ago. Moses was wearing himself out, trying to do too much, and the people were wearing out, standing in line, waiting for Moses to help them. It wasn't a wise way to operate, and Moses' father-in-law, Jethro, gave wise counsel to share the responsibility of leadership with others by identifying men of character who could lead groups of thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens based on their abilities. In other words, delegate. John C. Maxwell, American author, writes, "If you want to do a few small things right, do them yourself. If you want to do great things and make a big impact, learn to delegate." God designed His church to be like a body with many parts and many varying gifts. Each part is necessary for the benefit of the whole. Independent Christian leaders are an oxymoron because there's no such thing as a Lone Ranger Christian. Christians function best as a team, building on one another's strengths while standing in the gap for one another's weaknesses. Consider this hilarious perspective. As everybody knows, managers have practically nothing to do. That is, nothing except decide what is to be done, tell somebody to do it, listen to reasons why it should not be done, why it should be done by somebody else, or why it should be done in a different way, and prepare arguments and rebuttal that should be convincing and conclusive. Then they must follow up to see if the thing that has been done, whether it's been done, if it hasn't been done, to inquire why not, then to listen to excuses from the person who should have done it. Another job is to follow up a second time to see if the thing has been done, discover that it wasn't done right, and to conclude that it might as well have been left as it is, reflecting that the person at fault has 5 children and that no other manager would put up with him for a second. Managers must also ponder how much simpler and better the thing could have been done if they had done it themselves. To reflect sadly that if they had done it themselves, they would have finished the task in 20 minutes, but as it was, they had to spend 4 days trying to find out why it had taken somebody else 3 weeks to do it wrong. How's that for a perspective? So what can we learn from the leadership gurus who have a history of effective team building through delegation? That's our question. Craig Rochelle, founder of Life Church, writes, "When you delegate tasks, you create followers. When you delegate authority, you create leaders." Management expert Peter Drucker explains in The Effective Executive, "Effective executives differ as widely as physicians, high school teachers, or violinists. What all these executives have in common is the practices that make effective whatever they have and whatever they are." He makes his case that successful habits that lead to excellence can be learned through training. Whether you are leading a business or a church, the principles of good leadership, equipping, and team building are universal. Effective managers know, first of all, where their time goes. They focus on desired outcomes. They build on the strengths of others and themselves. They concentrate their efforts where they'll have the most benefit. They are careful, decisive decision makers. As Dawson Trotman once said, by delegating detailed tasks to others, the leader is able to focus greater attention on the strategic and vital concerns for the organization. What are some keys to effective delegation? Here they are. First of all, break down major goals into smaller tasks with standard operating procedures so that others can complete the tasks. Always include instructions for each task that you delegate. Secondly, develop clear job descriptions with specific expectations. It's not fair to people if you don't define the expectations of the task. Carefully recruit the right person for the right task. Delegating is not dumping, but developing others by providing them with the opportunity to learn and grow. Establish a firm priority system for tasks through regular conversations of basically what is important now at this point in time. So trust, but verify. Once a task is delegated, trust your teammate to execute it on his or her own terms, yet include feedback loops to monitor progress. Feedback is essential for effective delegation for both parties. Former CEO of Thomas Nelson Publishing, Michael Hyatt, details 5 levels of delegation. As higher levels of trust are earned, greater freedom is included. Level 1, do exactly what I've asked you to do. Level 2, research the topic and report back. Level 3, research the topic, outline the options, and make a recommendation. 4, make a decision, then tell me what you did. Level 5, make whatever decision you think is best. Now let's talk about the steps to proper delegation. 1, assign. Clarify expectations and outcomes is essential for effective delegation. Written job descriptions are helpful to avoid misunderstandings. 2, motivate. Encourage and support the person. Back the person when the going gets rough. Challenge the person to be excellent and valiant in their efforts. Inspire them with perspective on how the task benefits the whole. Number 3, monitor. Provide a time frame and completion date. Written or oral report. Observe and give feedback on performance. Every assignment should include a deadline. Number 4, correct. When correcting mistakes, one-on-one communication is the preferred mode. Never destroy a person's dignity by confronting publicly. Correction is for the purpose of reassigning the person for the next challenge. A simple grid for the process of training includes: I do it while the person observes. This is modeling what is expected of others. 2, I do it and the person assists. 3, they do it and I assist them. 4, they do it and we both look for someone else to train. Teamwork makes the dream work. And developing skills for effectively delegating responsibility to team members is the best way to scale up any organization. Remember, the bigger your dream, the bigger your need for a team. Bill Gates, founder of Microsoft, says, as we look ahead into the next century, leaders will be those who empower others. Now, take these principles, do something great for others, being a hero maker who empowers others to greatness. So what is your next step? Write it down right now and commit to doing something and begin the adventure. God's best to you. Bye for now.